Read between the lines, it's Mandy and Deb. Books, bold opinions, and things that we've read. Pour up a glass, spill all the tea. Dark romance or rom-com spree. Read between the wines, where every sip comes with a plot twist.
Welcome back to Read Between the Wines with Mandy and Deb. I'm Mandy.
And wouldn't you know it, I'm Deb.
I would never have guessed. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
We're here to talk about Rites of the Starling today.
Oh, a book that we actually enjoyed this time.
I am so happy to be here today. After the last couple of weeks,
Mandy was living in book hell.
I'm all smiles today.
Yeah, all smiles. And look how pretty it is. Oh,
Right? Well, Deb, let's hold up both of them together.
Oh, yeah.
Shield of Sparrows and Rites. Oh, guys.
Yep.
This is how you do it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
These are how you do series. Just
Yep.
nothing makes me happier than coordination.
Yep. Take notes, everybody. Devney Perry is doing everything right when it comes to how she has her books laid out like this.
Oh my God. Yep. These are the prettiest books to display, I swear.
Honestly, and her story. I was nervous with the first one, but I am very happy about the second one. So
we got a lot of good things to talk about today.
Tons to talk about.
Well, before we jump into that, God,
Miss
freaking Rebecca. What are you doing to us, girl?
You're driving us cuckoo cuckoo.
So you saw it first. You sent it to me. When did this come out? What did she post? Because as soon as I saw it, I saw it, but I didn't even see it. I was just like, what are we doing?
So I woke up and I was scrolling through my phone, through Book Talk and Instagram and everything, and all these people are posting these screenshots of this untitled Empyrean book.
Right.
And it's 178 pages. It's nothing of a crazy length.
Right.
And I'm not going to lie, at first I saw it and I was like, no.
Right.
No. This isn't real.
Not real.
And more people started doing it. And then I went on to Amazon and I went to Barnes & Noble. And everybody's got it. She did this secret drop, basically. Well, her publishers said that they did it.
Right.
This is a secret project she's been working on. It's not the graphic novel, and it's not the fourth book.
I thought it was going to be the graphic novel, and I kind of just waved it off. I was like, oh, it's the graphic novel, because we know that's coming.
Right. No. Nope. This is a novella.
Mm-hmm. What is this? What could this be?
Well, we started chatting a little bit before we did our intro. What do you think it is?
Well, if we're going in timeline, then I said maybe it's the 24 hours that we're missing. But I feel like those are very important hours, so maybe it's not. I don't know. I've seen some other theories out there too. Like Fables of the Baron. I've seen people putting on there it's going back and doing history stuff.
Okay.
It could be that. I'm hoping it's the 24 hours that we're missing. Because
me too.
That's what I want to read about.
Fables
of the Baron, okay. Maybe, but I'll read it, obviously.
Right, because there might be some very vital things in there.
Right.
That we need. I do think that this is going to be, whatever it is, it's going to be all Xaden's point of view. whatever
Well,
it
and the
may be.
24 hours would be good for that, for sure.
Right, exactly. I am hoping, much like you, that we do get the 24 hours that are missing. Or what if
What if?
it's something for Imogen?
That could be. Like what,
Or-
though? Like all of the moments that she's erased from Violet's memory?
Yeah,
Like
or
that if she's really been doing it for like the whole series?
right, exactly. What if it's that? Or what if it's is it Bodhi or Garrick?
What do you mean?
Which one's Zayden's cousin? I forget. Is it
Me
Bodhi?
too. Garrick
We
is his
swear.
best friend, so Bodhi. Bodhi's his
Bodhi.
cousin.
What
Yeah.
if it's, or maybe it's Bodhi's point of view.
Maybe the brother's point of view, whoever the new brother is. I feel
Maybe-
like that's a really big
That's
thing.
Right.
I feel like that's a huge thing. I don't think that's going to be revealed until the next book. I don't think we're going to find that
No.
out in a novella. I don't.
I don't
That's
know.
so much. That is such a big thing that for her to give that away in a novella feels like she's going to make us wait for that. Knowing Rebecca, she's going to make us wait for that.
I don't know that she would.
Really? Okay.
I think she would tease us. I think she would give us just like this tiny itty bitty little inch. But she would leave more questions at the end of it until book 4 is ready. Because,
Yeah.
all jokes aside, I love Rebecca Yarros and I love this series. But she is mean. She is rude.
Yeah.
She's a big old meanie weenie.
Yeah. And we
So
still
who
come back for
knows?
more.
It's like a bad boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, we're not leaving you, Rebecca.
No, we're not. You're stuck with us.
We're never leaving.
We're the stage 4 Klingons you're not going to be able to get rid of.
And this is when coming out was September of this year already. Yeah,
29th.
so like that's going to be here before we even know it. Like
Right, exactly. And she in her post said that, again, this was like a secret project that she was working on. And people are so, like, obsessed with this series, obviously.
Yeah.
This book that is untitled, we have no knowledge of what it's about, already broke the #1 best-selling book for the week.
I can't believe that.
Oh my God. It's going to be great. Whatever
it's
it is.
It's going to be great. Yeah, of course.
Don't disappoint us, Rebecca.
She could never.
She might.
Well.
Yeah, famous last words. Take that back.
I don't think she will.
I don't trust her, and I'm sticking to that.
I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
We'll come back in September to this moment and see.
Yeah. One of us is either going to be sitting, one of us will be sitting here saying, I told you so.
Honestly, it'll probably
either be you or it'll be me.
Well, that's the news.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, yeah. You got wine?
Yeah.
White Claw.
Hooray.
Or is it a crux claw?
Stop. I hate you. You are
I'm a
ridiculous.
mom. I make lame jokes. It's just what we do.
No, those are supposed to be dad jokes.
I've gotten our dad's influence, so I make
Yeah.
the dad jokes in this house.
All right. I'll allow it.
All right. Well, let's get to Rites of the Starling, because I think we're going to have a good amount of things to talk about.
Yep, I agree.
I am so happy to be here, like I said. So happy to be back in Romantasy.
Yes. This book is beautiful, by the way.
Oh my God, gorgeous.
It's amazing.
Gorge, totally gorge. The colors, everything.
Yeah. And to anybody who, enjoys their trophy collecting, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like you just can't get, like, any better than this. The beginning of the chapters, I mean, look at it. It's like...
Oh, so pretty.
Gorgeous. She does such an amazing attention to detail.
Yep.
Great.
I'm loving it. Very, very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
So before we get into like the big stuff, what did you think about this? And this is obviously, before we keep going, full spoilers for the series. It's
right.
We can't do no spoilers because we're so much from the first book, and with this is just a full spoiler episode. So if you have not read it yet, especially if you have not read Shield of Sparrows yet, please go read them and then come back, because at any point in time in this episode, we're going to be giving major shit away. So
right, exactly.
You've been warned.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, carry on. What did you think about this?
I'm not gonna lie. I picked it up. I started it. I was a little bored.
Uh-huh.
I was a little bored. I don't think I really was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, until like chapter 30.
Okay.
So it took me a little bit to get into. That being said, though, looking back on it now, there were all these tiny little itty bitty Easter eggs that all led up to the ending of this that I was like, I'm an idiot. I should have paid a little bit more attention.
Whatever do you mean?
Yep. In case anyone hasn't realized, I'm somebody you have to get sucked in on page 1, sentence 1, word 1. And if you don't hold my attention, I do tend to zone out pretty easily. That being said, because we do this, I always finish a book for the most part. And in finishing this, I was like, thank you, God, I got through this, because like I said, it's a lot more information than what you get in the first book, for sure. First book was way slower. Way slower. So what chapter did it really, it was like the last like 10, maybe 5 chapters. It was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
I know, but things started to like, we really started to like go back and forth text wise. Like I would say like around like the late 30s, 40s chapters, we were like, oh, and we're like coming up with all these theories.
Yeah.
Like what's going on? What do you think is happening? Now, I really liked this a lot. I love this. Like the first one, for me, a little predictable. I kind of saw the stuff coming like from a mile away. I'm like, I see where we're going here. But I like the way it was still laid out. Like I wasn't disappointed that I guessed it. Because sometimes if I do guess a plot line, I'm like, oh man, like I'm happy I'm right. But like, oh man, like I guessed it. I was still very happy with this.
We wished for a plot twist. But
I did, yeah.
I love how it was flipped between Odessa and Caspia.
Yeah.
And I love that at the start, we had no idea, like, if Caspia's point of view was happening in real time or if it was a flashback.
Right.
Like, I think we both were like, we think it's a flashback, but we're really
But
not
we're
sure.
not sure.
And there's a couple of instances in here that made us really go, no, it can't be
It can't
flashbacks.
be.
It
Right.
has to be real time. But then it turns out that it is. They were all flashback chapters.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So Caspia's story begins. I mean, we open up with Odessa's story, but let's talk about, but we all kind of know where Odessa left off. She's
Right.
leaving Elder with the Voster, and she's on this journey. Caspia's brand new, so let's talk about her first. So she is in a whole nother continent of Ken we didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
And she is having visions of her sister being killed. And we learn about the Starling and what they are, and they go through what is called a ritus. They're called to a certain place at time to do a thing, and that is their calling, and they shift into animals, beasts. So her sister had shifted into a swift, which we find out is really the crux, and was killed by a silver-eyed warrior. We're like, is that Ransom?
Right.
Oh, well, no. You know, he killed a crux recently.
Right.
So those kind of things were like, this is present day, right?
Right.
Has to be.
Has to be.
So she goes on this journey following her calling with her cousin, Xandra, and they sail to, I will appease you and say Calandra.
It is pronounced Calandra in the
You did tell
audiobook.
me. Okay,
It
so we'll go
is.
with Calandra.
Okay, thank you.
She goes on this journey to Calandra to find the silver-eyed warrior. So that's
Right.
her mission so far in this book. And I have to say, I love Caspia. I loved her.
I did too.
And I'm really not one to like love an FMC so much. Like, I really don't. I'm a girl's girl. I am. But to have two female characters in a book that I really like, that says a lot for me.
Well, I have to say, I loved looking back on it now that you were like, Caspia and Odessa have to be related because they both ask each other, both ask themselves too many questions.
Yes. That was my criticism from book one, that Odessa she just asks herself so many questions. There's this like sentence after sentence of question after question. And I was like, okay. So that does carry over into this book. I didn't notice it as much. I did notice it, and when I saw them both doing that, I was like, oh, good God, these two have to be related by some way.
Right. I didn't mind the fact that Odessa asked a lot of questions. I feel like as somebody who asks a lot of questions, like it's just like it's kind of just how you learn in a way, but she didn't feel very sure of herself in book one.
Right.
Whereas in this book, I feel like she was like total energy shift.
Oh, absolutely.
She was 100% like, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I may not have all the answers. I may be in a little bit of danger, but I can stand up for myself now. And I know that I'm going to do everything within my power to keep me alive. And,
right.
Forgive me, what's the little girl's name?
Evie.
So easy to remember.
It's a lot.
It is. This series is very high fantasy.
I think it's high fantasy. I just think it's higher than other stuff that we've read. It's a little bit more than a fourth wing, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of consider that high fantasy. It's not like, Cosmere high fantasy, but...
That's what I think is high fantasy.
All right. You got a point there.
There's a scale. I don't know where it falls, guys.
We make our own rules.
Yes, absolutely. So, okay, so we talked about Caspia and what she's been up to. Odessa, like we said, she is on her journey to she's on a journey to back to Quentus, really. That's her goal, is to get back there. But she is traveling with the Voster. This is Brother Dime, I believe, she is originally traveling with.
Right.
But at some point, Brother Dime leaves and she's with Brother Score, who is a different Voster. I have to say, the Voster stuff, I was kind of like, are they good guys? Are they bad guys? Who's a good guy? Who's a bad guy? Some of them are good. Some of them are okay. Some of them are not good.
Turns out Brother Score is good.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude, but he takes Odessa on this like convoluted journey. They have to make some shortcuts, and she takes her to a cave. And, we know that Odessa can feel Voster magic and nobody else can. And he needs her to go into this cave to retrieve something. She's going in, she's searching, and the closer she gets, the more pain she feels. She finds whatever it is, but before we can figure out what it actually is, Odessa passes out from the pain. She's asleep for days. So we don't exactly know at that point in the story what he took from the cave. We obviously do find that out later.
Right.
In the story. But continuing on this journey, he also leaves, Brother Score leaves. She meets up with a lot of new people to the story. We meet Thora and Jody, who are mavens, who are basically like mercenaries in Calandra. I kind of thought of them as from Game of Thrones, the Golden Company, because they keep saying that they whoever pays them, like, that's their boss. They just, gold is the thing.
Yep. I love Game of Thrones.
Of course we do.
But yeah, essentially, and Thora's pretty badass.
She is pretty badass. And one of the things that Brother Score had told Odessa before he had left was, there's a warrior in Calandra and you need to find her. So when she finds Thora, she's like, this has to be who he was talking about. Again, that's not who he was. But we're still very glad that she meets up with the Mavens and Thora and Jody, in particular, those two, because they are going to keep her safe for the rest of the journey back to Quentus, back home. But again, like, we're jumping back and forth between timelines, so it's going to be a little bit, the way we move through the story is going to a little bit choppy. But let's go back to Caspia for a second. So she goes on this journey on a boat. We're on a boat again. As soon as we got back on a boat, I was like, oh my God, are we going to be back on a boat forever again?
We were not. It was not that long.
It wasn't that bad. And she's with her cousin too.
Right.
Yeah, but chapter-wise, it wasn't that bad either. So she's with her cousin Xandra, who's also feeling this calling for her Rites as well. So they go together. They land in what we're guessing is Calandra. I don't think we know exactly if they're on Calandra at this point. Do we?
I don't think that they actually know.
Yeah, they don't know.
And because this is a whole new country to them, they're from, I wrote it down.
Ken is the name of their continent.
And Nelphenix
is the name of their kingdom, country.
Place. Origin.
Yeah.
Home. House.
Whatever. But they get there, and the first thing that they are thinking is, where are all the people? They're like, there's no people here.
They're like, is this like the Jurassic period? What's happening here?
But they do run into monsters.
Yeah, plenty of them.
And, well, the Barry wolves or Barra wolves, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. They're the first ones, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that they run into together. And at this point in the story, Xandra goes through her shift.
Yep.
And she shifts into a Barra wolf, and it's painful for her, but she shifts and she is not herself anymore. We can tell that after she's shifted into this wolf, she wants to kill. And yeah. And Caspia is like, oh shit, I gotta get the hell out of here. She's kind of saying, like, as she's shifting, she's like, you need to leave. Like, she's like, Barra wolf. And then she comes back for a second. She's like, Caspia, run. Like, get the hell out of here because I'm going to do something very terrible.
Right. It was really... So the whole, like, premise of being a Starling, too, for, like, a little bit of extra context to this, is they're very peaceful, right? They are able to really connect to the earth, and they're able to connect to the animals. They have a very special bond with them. Their saying is they will not harm any, like, animal, beast, whatever. So it's very interesting to watch this happen, because at this point in the book, I'm saying to myself, if they are able to have a connection to these animals and these beasts, okay, why are the aggressive ones still so aggressive towards them if they are supposed to have this?
Right.
So that was, like, the main question that was sticking out for me when this was all happening. And then when she did shift and she turned into the Bear Wolf, I was like, oh. It started thinking. It didn't click until a little bit later, for me, at least. Like, why? But they're supposed to be able to shift back.
They are supposed to be able to shift back. And at this point in the story, after we learn about the shifting and we know that they have the way that they describe the Swifts from Caspia's point of view, I'm like, that's the crux that they're talking about. And when you piece together that they can shift into these, like, okay, clearly this was a Swift that was killed by Ransom that turned into this woman after it was killed. I'm thinking they can only shift into that. But after she shifted into the Barra wolf, I was like, oh, okay, so they can kind of pick their animal. So maybe, okay, so now we have more questions, like, why pick what animal? Who was that person that was the crux that was killed? Exactly, who gets what?
Do they just pick it out of a hat? Like, okay, you get to be a Barra wolf. You get to be a... Swift, not to be confused with the Taylor Swift fan, by the way.
Well, I also think it's kind of like maybe who you are drawn to more, because I do remember before she's shifted into the Barra wolf, she was like admiring them at how beautiful they were. So maybe that's why.
Maybe.
And Caspia was always very drawn to the Swift in her. And Ken, when she was there, she would care for them, and she was, friends with the birds.
Right.
So, more on that at the end of the book, but
yes, more to come.
I mean, we said it was full spoilers, but
yeah.
So, but Caspia has to flee her cousin now, who's trying to kill her, and the only thing she can do is jump off a cliff.
Yep.
So we're like, oh shit.
The moment that happened, I was like, I think you're onto something. They must be related. Because do you remember at the beginning of Shield of Sparrows when she jumps off the cliff at the beginning because she feels called to?
Oh, that's right. Oh my God. I didn't even that didn't even click. But yeah, I mean, the hair is the biggest connection as to why they have to be related, but there's so many, because like nobody else in Calandra has red hair except for these people that come from Ken, these girls.
Right.
But yes, there's so many other like little things that are like, oh, okay, yeah, you guys are something.
And
Are you
that's what I'm talking about.
sisters? Are you cousins? What are you though?
Right. At first I was like, they gotta be like a sister.
That's what I thought too.
I was thinking that her dad might have had an affair with somebody and like they are long lost sisters or something like that.
I thought that like maybe the mom had a whole family before she came to be the queen and Quentus. I was like, they got to be sisters or something. This is where we're kind of like back and forth. Are these timelines going on at the same time? Are they totally years apart? Like, there's clues that could be both during the whole thing. So it left us guessing for quite a long time, which I loved. I loved that.
Right.
All right. Well, let's go back to Odessa. And Ransom finally reunite after this very long journey of Odessa really doesn't even know if he's still alive by the time at the end of the first book when she leaves. It is like in the heat of the battle. She knows that Xavier, his cousin, was very severely injured. She's kind of just assuming he's dead. And she doesn't really know what happened with Ransom. So she's just praying that he's still alive. She's got Evie with her, who is Ransom's sister. And yeah.
Yeah, Ransom's sister. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here and I'm like, no, that's Xavier's daughter.
Yes and no.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yes and no. Luella is dead, who is Ransom's mother. She's dead. You know, she basically got cut in half. It was crazy. But there's another Barrowolf attack. Ransom comes to the rescue while Odessa is with the Mavens. And we're like, okay, finally we can take a breath. Ransom's back. Everything's going to be okay, right?
See, this is one of the moments that I was like, yeah, of course he's back. Like, I saw this one coming. Not to say that's bad, but I was just kind of like, yep, there he is.
Yeah, we knew that they were going to meet up at some point.
Right.
And I think Ransom, like, had an idea of where she was probably going to go. And so we kind of knew that they were on the same journey to the same place. Again, like, we don't know, like, how far apart they are from each other, but finally they do end up meeting back up. And they decide that they're going to travel. They're still going to Quentus together.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Do we know what's the reason why they are going there, though, and not back to Tora?
I think they know that Odessa's dad has information because originally Odessa was supposed to go. She was chosen involuntarily to be the Sparrow, and she was going to go and she was going to spy on the Guardian for her father to get more information.
Yeah.
Probably because, now looking back at it, that... Let me ask this first. Do we know how old Ransom is?
I mean, I don't know for sure. I would guesstimate him at like a 30. I'd come at like 30.
Well, then how could he have killed, if he is the silver-eyed warrior that we are suspecting that he is, because throughout the book his eyes do start to change. They think because of the Lysa that his eyes start to change between green and silver.
Right.
They only start to change silver when the lysis starts to take over.
Right.
How would he have been old enough to kill her cousin?
No, he killed
Or
her
her
sister.
Right. How would he have been old enough to kill her sister at that time?
No, she saw that vision. That was a future vision that she saw.
That the silver-eyed warrior was going to kill her sister. Her sister's dead, though. Caspia's sister is dead.
Right.
Caspia is traveling to Calandra.
No, okay. So I'll answer that for you. So at the end of the book, we find out that her sister didn't travel to Calandra, sorry. She was being held captive. And they were like, hold on, I'm coming.
Did I miss this part?
This was at the very end of the book. Her sister was being held captive by the magical demons. And they were, so by the time Caspia is dead, her sister returns to Ken. She's talking to Aunt Elena and saying, like, I'm going to go avenge Caspia now. And she's like, no, you're not. Let it be. Right. So Caspia saw that vision of the future. So her sister was gone from Ken for years. They all assumed she was dead, but she was really being held captive somewhere else.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a blank.
That's where I got confused. I thought her sister was already dead. So no, she's just captured somewhere else. And this is a future vision that she had.
Correct.
She is killed by the silver-eyed warrior. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
We can continue. See, this is great. We just like to unpack things for everybody.
Well, this is actually like a perfect spot. So we find out more, and there's a lot about religion in this book and who you pray to, and the 6. Is it the 6? Is it the 8? Is it the divine?
Is it the 10? Is it the 12?
6, 7?
Is it John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt?
Every person kind of has their own, but the 6, like the number 6, is very important. And we find out that the 6 never are or were gods. They were these magicians, and they were cursed, or what's the word I'm looking at? Yeah, like they were like cursed by demons, really.
What a fucking letdown to find out that the gods you've been praying to.
It was kind of like a callback to The Knight and the Moth, where the gods weren't really gods. They were just kind of people that they were like, here, we're putting this on you. And you're like, pretend.
Let's not talk about
something or other. We won't go there. Okay. Anyway, so these 6 magicians who were cursed by demons, when they were killed, and this is where I asked you, I was like, do I have this right? I'm like, so basically Calandra, I keep wanting to say Calandra. Calandra is cursed by the magic of these 6 demonized magicians, because when they were killed, they burn their bodies on a pyre, they take their ashes and they put them in an orb, and the orbs were scattered around the continent. And I was like, do I have that right? You're like, you got it.
You got him. At least it was my understanding as well.
That was my understanding. And just a reminder, guys, this is one read through. Yeah. We're going through, we're giving you this on one read through. We did not go back.
Figure out where freaking Caspia's sister was. Like, I thought she was dead.
We're all learning together. So this magic takes a very big role now on how everything works. This is the biggest revelation of the story, because we find out why the Starling cannot shift back to their human self when they come to Calandra. And it also affects their physical being because Starling bleed red when they're in Ken, but even in their human form, when they're in Calandra, they bleed green. So now we have more questions.
Oh,
so
and
now
this
we
is
have
where,
more questions.
And this is where the text message thread started to get hot between us. Oh my God, you gotta insert it.
I will.
It was just
I
like,
think it's-
oh my God, wait, I think I know what's happening. Wait, it's not happening. Wait, it is happening. Oh my God.
I was like, Caspia bleeds green. So then I'm like, Ransom, okay, he bleeds green. He's in human form, but we have all this history of his mom creating this infection. So what the fuck is going on?
Right. Oh. Yeah.
It was a lot. But
it was a lot.
Back to Caspia a little bit, because we kind of missed a big thing. She meets up with a man named Andreas. Andreas saves her after she jumps off that cliff, and he takes her to his hunting cabin, and they don't speak the same language at first. And I have to say, I thought Andreas was going to turn out to be a total shithead, bad guy, traitor. I was like, he's using her for something, and it's going to turn out he's going to be like, what's that guy from Frozen that just turns around, Hans, at the end of the story, he was a bad guy the whole time. I'm like, he's Hans.
God.
That's what I thought. But no, Andreas is actually a really great guy. You learn a lot about Andreas and Caspia, and they, at one point she's like, I'm leaving to go to Tora so I can avenge my sister and find the silver-eyed warrior. And she doesn't. They stay together, and she's like, you know what? Forget it. Just gonna go back to...
It's not worth it.
She says, I'm gonna go back to Quentus with you, because we learn that Andreas is originally from Quentus.
And he's royalty.
Yeah, well, we don't even know that yet. We just know he's rich.
Okay.
We know he's rich. We don't know how rich. We just know he's like a rich dude from Quentus. But again, I'm like, why Quentus then?
Right.
Okay.
Do we know at that point that she is also royalty?
We know. Right. She gives him her secrets like little by little, because she's like, he's never going to believe this. And then she gives him a little, and he does. And she's like, oh, okay, but I'm still going to wait on, like,
right.
I'm from a whole nother continent. I don't believe you. And then
I'm not going to tell you I bleed green. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm here to shift into an animal. Hold. Does he believe me? He does. Okay, let's keep going.
Could you imagine that on a first date? Hi, my name's so-and-so. I can shift into animals.
Yeah.
We're done here.
Yeah. And goodbye. Swipe left or right. Which way is it? Which way is for no? I don't know.
Do online dating?
Me either.
I met my husband the old-fashioned way.
Me too. Old school.
Oh, God.
Anywho, back to Andreas and Caspia. I love them together.
I do too.
In their travels, they find an orphan boy, and Caspia is still having all of these visions. We don't know if they're past, present, future. She's having crazy visions of like all of this shit. But they meet this orphan boy who tries to pickpocket Andreas. Andreas sees that he's clearly just like a poor child, buys him a loaf of bread. Caspia has a vision of somebody stealing his bread, and they go looking for the child. They find him, and they like kind of just adopt him,
right,
for lack of a better word. But Kos, that's the name of the boy, he's going with them to Quentus as well. Mm-hmm. And again, more questions.
Yeah.
Who is this boy?
Yeah.
I feel like he has to be important.
Right.
If this is past tense, he's got dark brown hair. Is this Ransom? Is he
Right.
not really royalty?
Right.
Who is he?
You thought we were going to have a Game of Thrones moment here.
I thought it was
with
going to be like some weird
wild
family
incest.
dynamic.
Yeah.
Like, well, no, it wouldn't have been like, I mean, he's not theirs, so.
I'm just saying.
Anything can happen in these books.
I'm just saying, though. I mean, Credence, he's her step uncle. They're not really related either.
No. No. Please. I just read these 2 books. I don't want to go anywhere near there. Please give me I need more than a week. Okay.
On our next episode of Poor Decisions.
I'm not even putting that in the jar.
Oh, I'm going to sneak it in there.
Okay, well, have fun coming to North Carolina to put it in, because it's here.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. All right. So we have Andreas and Caspia. They finally make it back to Quentus. And they go to the castle. They go to the castle library, and Caspia is like super interested about the history of Calandra. Like, what happened before the first migration? Why do you have no history of this? So she's like doing all this research. She meets like the head librarian. She meets all these people. And at this point, I'm like, okay, everybody is in Quentus now. Like, we're at a point where everybody's finally in Quentus. How are these people not running into each other?
Right.
I mean, I guess if it's a big enough castle, but like, this is where I'm kind of like, I'm pretty sure these storylines are not going on at the same time. And I'm pretty sure Andreas is the current king of Quentus. This is where I was like, I'm like 99% sure, because there was a line in one of the chapters where Caspia asks Andreas, what does your father do? And she still doesn't know that he's the king of Quentus. And he's like, he spends too much money on, I don't remember exactly the quote, but he just spends everybody else's money on insignificant things. Like, he's very frivolous with the money.
Right.
And then in the next chapter, Odessa is talking about how her father is very responsible with the money that Quentus has and how his father was not. And I was like,
yeah,
that done, sealed. I'm like, this is it. This is it.
Right.
But then, like, a couple other things happen. I'm like, but maybe not. I'm still not sure. But
this
I'm pretty
book makes
sure.
you think, and then it makes you second guess yourself, and then it makes you guess yourself, and then you say, oh no, I was actually right. Oh no, I was wrong. No, wait, go back. Yes, I was right.
Yeah. There's so much that goes on in this book. And I'm sure
It's
we're
a lot.
missing things. I'm just trying to hit main points here. And then so we can just really talk about how we felt about it.
There were so many tiny itty bitty little Easter eggs that, again, I wish I had paid far more attention to at the beginning as opposed to at the end, because now that we're sitting here talking about it, I'm like, oh my God. It was clear as crystal what was happening.
But that happens with a lot of books, especially in this genre, where
Yes,
you don't know until you know. And then when you go back, you're like, how did I not see that?
oh
but
shit.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
That's just the way it's supposed to be. So now that everybody is in Quentus now, Ransom and Odessa arrive there. The king is not very welcoming at all.
Nope.
He's kind of a douche.
A little bit.
But guess who's not so douchey?
His mother.
Her stepmother,
Yeah.
Margot, is actually being kind of
Really?
nice
Yeah.
to Odessa.
Yeah. Like,
So
hey,
it's like,
you look good. Nice hair. It's nicer without all the dye in it.
Well, she does give one of like the handmaids dye to put in her bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just because
Her
it bothers the father so much.
Right, King Cross.
Because, and we knew this prior and from book 1, Odessa's hair is so much like her mother's. So, like, that wasn't really anything new, but now knowing that Caspia has this fire red hair and Odessa has this fire red hair, it's like, okay, who's who?
Right.
Once again.
Exactly. Right.
But another big thing throughout this story are the writings and the journals. And that kind of goes out. This is throughout the whole story. Odessa has the journal from Luella that she's reading this whole time. Caspia's writing down journals. Is there another one? Or no, that's the one from the very end. Another journal ends up at the very end, which happened to be Caspia's. But we're interpreting old language into the new language, and it seems that the whole time Odessa is traveling, she has this book in the old language. She finally learns how to interpret it, and basically she's just reading. It sounded like a book of visions, really. It was like a boy sitting in a library and the books are floating. It's like, what are we? Okay. But
originally she thought that they
true.
were she thought that they were just like stories like that you would read to kids and like that kind of thing. However, it turns out to be a book of visions.
Right. When you read how the stories in the journal are written compared to how Caspia's visions are presented, they are strikingly similar to how they're presented.
Now,
both ways.
do we remember why Llewellyn had that book?
She said she just found it in an apothecary. It was just found. So what happened, what they believe happened was when that one journal was left in the cabin in Genesis that Andreas and Caspia were in, whoever took over that cabin must have just taken it and traveled to Tora with it and left it.
That makes sense. That makes sense now.
Yeah. But Caspia ends up writing a whole nother journal while she's in Quentus.
Right.
Her history, what Ken is, what all of this means. Yep. Yeah.
And her visions.
Yeah. And Odessa finally does get the journal. She finds out who her mother really is. I feel like we're going through this so anticlimactically, but I mean, if you've read the story and you're here, it's kind of just, you know what's coming. But
yeah,
she fights so hard with her father of like, why don't you just tell me who my mother is? And Margot is really kind of on her side too, that like, this girl needs to know. She actually gives her, she's the one that gives Odessa Caspia's journal.
Yeah.
And says, you need to read this, and then you need to go see your father. Now it turns out that Margot was a handmaiden back in the day. So we have confirmation now that these stories are not going on at the same time.
We always knew that Margot was her mother's handmaiden, and then her mother died. Yeah, we knew that from the first. But
did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed that then.
I'm pretty sure that we knew that. Yeah, because it said it in book 1 at the beginning. Margot married her.
I believe you.
Yeah. So we knew in book 1 that Margot had been Odessa's mother's handmaiden, and then her mom died, and then he decided to marry Margot.
Right.
But he's never been in love with Margot.
No.
He's always loved Odessa's mother.
Right. And Andreas is the king. So
Andreas is the king.
Right.
And Caspia is Odessa's mother.
Yes. Which I was like, duh, but.
Yeah. Like, once we got there, we were like, theory confirmed. I mean, we were like going back and forth.
Yeah, we did go
Crazy.
back and forth, like, but maybe not. I'm not sure.
Wait, it's gotta be. No, maybe it's her sister. Maybe it's a cousin. No, it's gotta be your mom.
No, but she reads the journal. She goes to her father, and at first it's confrontational, but then it turns out to be it turns out good. I can't say that they fully trust each other at this point, but he opens up and he's just like, she was just the absolute love of his life. And Odessa just reminds him so much of her. And it also turns out that May and the younger brother aren't his. That Margot was having an affair the whole time. That King Cross has not had any relations since Caspia died.
Right.
So they're clearly not his kids.
And so, going back to Caspia's story and some of the back chapter or the flashbacks with her, she's sitting with the Voster at one point, and she's asking all these questions, and he needs to leave. Now, the Vosters are bonded by blood oath. They're not allowed to give out certain information, but he was kind of leading her with all of her questioning when he met her. Because they go and they start looking for the Orbs when she finds out that she is what happened in Calandra with the magicians and the demons and everything with the six. So she's sitting with him and she's asking him all these questions, and he said, you know, it's time for me to go. And she's like, am I going to see you again? And when he's leaving, he goes, you will, but when it's your time. So that brings you up to where we are now currently, which is we figure out that Andreas is the king. We're up to Caspia had just had Odessa.
Right.
And they're sitting there and they are in total, like, newly parent bliss and everything.
Yeah.
And anytime that Caspia knew something was wrong or there was magic nearby or something, she would always feel a thrum.
Yeah.
Like
that was
Odessa
her call
does.
to the Rites. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So the end of Caspia's story is so sad. I felt so terrible because she had seen the vision of the Vosters dying and her being killed and laying dead on the floor, and Andreas like, my Caspia. So when they're sitting in the room with the baby and somebody comes and says, you know, King Cross, Andreas, Foster want to see you, she's like, this is it. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
So she tells Margot at the time, who is her handmaiden, take the baby, make sure she gets the journal, when she's ready for it. And she goes down to the throne room, and like, that's where like all hell ensues. She tells Andreas basically kill me before it's too late. She shifts into Swift/Crux and she kills the Voster, but then Andreas kills her
They
because
kill her.
she has to, because because of the magic in Calandra, once she shifts, she is just in beast mode, really. She has no sense of herself anymore. So when she hears the baby crying, not as Caspia, just as a bloodthirsty crux, wants to go to that baby. So Andreas has to kill her, and he does. And he sits in the throne room with her dead body for like 2 days. It is so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
They have to like pry him off the floor.
Yeah. It was sad.
It was sad. I didn't cry.
No, me either, actually. Who am I?
But no,
Oh
it was
my
really,
God.
it was really, really sad. Like very, very sad.
Right.
But I mean, that is really the revelation. And what we know is these orbs, we have a couple of them buried under the castle in Calandra. God damn, I can't say it. It's so hard. But we get answers that we had from the first book. Why is King Cross so obsessed with Tora and Alisaria? Because he really made it his mission to find these orbs and destroy them so Calandra can heal, to stop the migration, because that's why the migration is as bad as it is. Even though the Swift that come over Calandra to migrate, they're peaceful, but once they come over this continent, they become bloodthirsty, even if they're not Starling, even if they aren't humans that have shifted into these birds. The beasts just become bloodthirsty. And that's why the migrations are so terrible. So by getting rid of these orbs that have, and when you put them all over the place, they create this magical umbrella around the continent that is terrible magic for
yeah, it is. And now Odessa and Ransom are going to have to go figure out like where the rest of them are.
Yes, because Odessa being part Ken, part Starling, can feel the magic from these orbs in order to find them.
Yep.
And it's in like the very last part of the book where Odessa starts to feel that thrum. And we're like, fuck.
Yeah.
We need to find these orbs before Odessa goes through her ritus.
Right.
Because, oh shit.
And I also love that. So she met with Brother Dime, who happens to be Brother Score, Father Score, brother.
No, they're different people. They're different people, but they're both, they both have loyalty to Ken. We are thinking Brother Score and Hain. Hain is from Caspia's timeline, and Brother Score is from Odessa's timeline, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But Dime and Score are two different people.
Okay. So she goes to the library where she meets Koss.
She meets Koss.
She meets Koss. She meets his fathers while they are there. They were in Caspia's timeline. Koss is the boy that they adopted. When they get to Calandra, they put him into the library to learn with God,
I forget his name.
So many people in this, and it was so cool. But anyway, so Faxon,
yes.
So, she also sees one of the Fosters, and I forget exactly which one. Brother Nold?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Brother Nold was Hane then. Yes.
Right.
So many of them.
So there's so many names. So she meets with him, and said to her, when I last saw you, I told you to look for the warrior, but I wasn't talking about anybody else. I was talking about you.
Yeah, she had to find it within herself. Yeah. I really liked it. I mean, I'm having a hard time explaining this book because of the dual timeline and because we only have a limited amount of time. I just want to bleh it all out.
I know.
So forgive us if names get jumbled up, but
Right.
by the end of this book, basically, I think the next book is going to be like Quest Squad time. Really? We're going to look for orbs. I'm like, ooh, we're going on adventures. I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, I am too. I have still some questions about Ransom, his Lysa, what's happening with him, what's going to, I'm still a bit confused about him and his role and everything like that.
Yeah. So we know that he is not Starling.
No.
Starlings are only girls.
Are women. Yeah.
Yes. So whatever this infection that his mom created, Lysa, it has to do with the magic or we're hoping has to do with this magical bond that is over Calandra. And we're hoping that by finding the orbs, destroying them, will cease this infection within him. Right. And we also think that the reason why it's progressing so much in Ransom is because he was bit by a Starling, whatever this, right. And we also think that Beowulf is Xandra.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, questions then. So, are all of the monsters in Calandra, are they all Starling? Or is it Starling spreading their... Because we know it has something to do with the saliva, too.
I think all of the aggressive monsters are Starling or people bitten by Starling.
Okay.
Because Ken, all these animals are peaceful. When the crux make their migration, they're not aggressive until they get to Calandra.
True.
So it must be the ones
it all has to do with the magic.
Right, exactly. But I mean, that's also a good point too. Are all of these beasts starlings? Because where did these beasts originate from?
Right. We know that they can't all be Starling because I feel like they can't be. I feel like there's too many of them.
Right. It's like, you go out into the woods and you see a whole family of deer. Well, maybe 3 of them are Starling,
Right, but I still feel like that's a lot. The way that yeah, I don't know. I'm really unsure. We know Phase is fine. Love that freaking animal.
He's so cute.
He is cute. Little pink tiger that he is. Tarkin. He's a tiger to me. He's so freaking cute.
So cute.
We got questions answered. I think most of the questions that we had at the end of our book one Shield of Sparrows episode, I feel like most of them got answered.
I think so too.
But now we have a whole shitload of other questions.
Yep. I want to know more about Ransom. I want to know more about, like, what brought him here, what's happening, what's he doing. Maybe he's also from Ken. Who knows? Maybe, like, there's something there. Maybe some of the men can turn into Starlings. We don't know. But, like, that's a question I have. I do have questions about, are all these beasts Starlings, or are they mostly, you know?
Or is it Starling and infection being spread? Like, is it, like, coming from both directions?
Also, I want to know if Odessa bleeds green.
She doesn't. I don't think. But maybe now she will, because we do know at the end that she's definitely feeling that pull that Caspia was feeling as well. And the book ends with a vision. I don't know if this is an Odessa vision, if she's going to start having visions, or if this is a Caspia vision that we're just hearing now. But the last thing here, I'm reading the last paragraph of the book for you, everybody, is a vision. A silver-eyed warrior falls to his knees as the ground trembles. Dark green blood drips from his fingertips. A deafening scream pierces the air. The beat of massive wings blows the hair from his face. He stares at the monster and sets down his blade. And before the warrior meets his end, he whispers, "My queen." We know that he's talking to Odessa, because that is what he refers to her as throughout the entire book. So I'm like, we got to fix this shit before Odessa becomes a freaking bird and kills Ransom.
and we know, without a shadow of a doubt, the visions that Caspia was getting, if she catches them in time, she is able to alter the reality of it.
Because she did with Cos. Yes.
Correct. So I'm so excited.
I really love this series. I really do. It's very good, guys.
I was so doubtful, and this book sealed the deal for me.
It's so different than other stuff. It's not, I mean, listen, you guys got me more on the ACOTAR train, but it's not that kind of stuff. There's no dragons, which stinks, but I feel like this storytelling
is incredible.
Is so good. I think the storytelling is so good in these books.
And this is not a spicy series. There's
some
one or two scenes.
Maybe 3 or 4. Yeah. That's not why I come here for this, though. It's really not. I was thinking that.
Is incredible.
No, I was thinking that before we started recording. Like, it is a romantasy. There is some spice in here, but honestly, if it wasn't there, I would not give a shit.
No,
I think it is.
Give a damn.
Nope. It's the story stands on its own.
Yep.
Doesn't need it. It's there. It's good. The spice is just fine in this book. Does not overtake the story. It is not too much. If it wasn't there, it would still be fine.
Yep. It is incredible. If anybody has not picked this up yet and has been thinking about it, please go do so. It is such a good series.
It really is. Like, I
gotta get through the first book. It's always a hard, slow one.
But I mean, listen, the first book, I thought it was fine. Yes, it was a little bit slow, but you had enough in between to, like, keep, for me anyway, there was enough that happened within a certain amount of time to be like, okay, like, I'm going to keep reading. By the time you get to the end of Shield of Sparrows, you're like, what the fuck just happened? Holy shit, I'm hooked. And then when you get to Rites of the Starling, you're going to still, like, I would say a little bit at the beginning. A lot of it is recap. which I appreciated
I
very
do
much.
appreciate it too. Absolutely.
Because it was about almost a year since we had read Shield of Sparrows, and I didn't go back and do a reread because I don't have that kind of time. So the way that Devney Perry did the recap in the first quarter of this book,
beautiful.
I appreciated so much.
Yep. It was so good. And I was listening to, I saw a clip on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, one of the social media platforms. And it was somebody saying how Devney Perry is traditionally a contemporary romance writer. And she, from what these people were saying and have read some of her other stuff, this is our first go around with her.
I've never read anything by her.
They say that her contemporary romance shows in this in how she lays out her timelines and how she does her writing through it, which is great because that shows that she is very consistent, and that means that the rest of her stuff is probably excellent as well because again, I'm hooked. Well,
and she has written a lot. If you go to the beginning of More from Devney Perry, guys, that is full of books. That's a lot of books.
I am interested in reading a lot of her other stuff.
Yeah, I'm really, I'm a fan. I'm a fan, and I'm so happy to be able to say that.
Me too. Me friggin' too.
And we do know that we will have I believe the third and final installment. I think this is only going to be a trilogy, but we will have the third installment as far as we know, March of 2027. So a little less than a year. We'll have the third book. What?
Cruisery?
Oh, wait a second. You're saying that on air, Deb. Does that mean you're definitely going?
I mean, I feel like I don't have a choice. I definitely gotta go.
You don't. Okay, so let's make it official. Guys, we're going on a cruise.
Woohoo,
and it's gonna be great. Well, it could be. Thank you, Dad, for paying for that drink package.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Connie and John.
Yep, they said we want to do a family vacation. I wasn't on board for a cruise. They convinced me otherwise. So
we were like, how can we make this the easiest for you?
You're letting me drive to Florida. That's exactly.
Not a bad drive. Not that from here. It's not that bad.
Mm-mm.
And I think we might all drive. I think we're all driving, actually.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Caravan. We should just get one big Winnebago. Then we don't gotta stay at a hotel. Whatever. You're no fun.
I'll be fun on the cruise.
Yeah, me too.
Not in a Winnie.
Oh, God, you're funny.
Well, I think that's it, right? For Rites the Starling. I mean, I can't say any more good thing. I was like rushing to the end just so I can say how much I love this. So, guys, if we left shit out, just...
This is our podcast.
Let us know what we left out in the comments if you'd like.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a follow-up.
We want.
We do what we want. Anybody who listens to us likes to hear us ramble about shit. So, I mean, that's what we did.
That's exactly what we did. We rambled.
So I think that wraps it up for this week.
I think so.
We don't know what we're bringing to you next week, so...
No. Don't ask.
You'll know when we know.
Right.
We had to review and plan for this one because, we wanted to make sure this was semi-decent for you guys.
Yeah, we wanted to do this one justice.
Oh, I know. And because it's so new, like we wanted to just, you guys know. It's,
You got it. We don't gotta explain it to you.
Anything to add, Deb? Me either. All right. Well, we'll see you next week with what? We don't know, but we'll see you then.
Yep, we'll see you then. Stay boozy, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.